Hello orienteering friends, welcome to another orienteering race recording. This is the second day at Andelska hora. Sunday was a short race, so it wasn't easier on my legs. I remember they were hurting at the second control already, but at least the race was shorter. Here to the first control, as you probably guessed, I just took a bearing and went straight into this. It's not very easy navigable area because the forest is quite thick, so you don't really see in front of you that much, but here the clearings were sort of leading me, so here I knew that I crossed or got to that first clearing, and I knew that my first control is close to the second clearing, so I was heading that direction and found the control without any issue. Here again I'm taking a bearing, but as you can see it was not very runnable in that direction, so I sort of went a different way. Here I got caught off guard or by this tree, and it totally derailed my original plan. Here I think I didn't know exactly where I am, to be honest. I just knew that I have to go more to the left because that was my original plan. Definitely I'm sure I wasn't it wasn't clear to me where I am here. I was just guessing which of the clearings or openings it is, but I sort of had this plan going more to the left in my head, so I probably followed that direction along these water lines that are here to guide the water of the forest, I think. Here it was very confusing for me to navigate, because as I said, I sort of got lost in all those water lines. Then I saw somebody in the distance, and I also realized that my control is near that big road, or not big road, big vehicle road maybe. And then by some lucky chance I noticed the control to the right of me, so then I had it was easy to get to the control. To the third control, that was sort of a longer leg, but first of all I decided to get to this vehicle road, and then I just followed this vehicle road to that bend which goes to the right, and there is a small path or small vehicle road that goes to the left. So I took that part. I mean, I took that like a narrow ride or small path, and followed it almost to that straight narrowed line that goes somewhat in the top of the map. So if you want, you can now speed it up a little bit. So here I am at this narrow ride, and I was just, checking my right side, because I knew that first there will be some water line going there and back, or crossing this narrow ride. So I already crossed that one. There was also this other narrow ride perpendicular to this narrow ride, so I noticed that one, so that was a good sign. Now, as you can see, this narrow ride was very muddy and sort of wet, so I decided to evade from this narrow ride. And also it was that guy took this bearing and went straight to the control, so I sort of followed him, or followed that idea, and then got to this control quite easily. And now here to control number 4, I had a slight dilemma whether to get back to that narrow ride or just run straight through this forest. So here I'm probably just deciding. Eventually, if I remember correctly, I just took a bearing and went straight to the forest. And yeah, the forest here was runnable, so it wasn't that difficult to run, but for me it was a little bit confusing, like I wasn't 100% sure that my bearing is correct, and then I was sort of losing that direction. As you can see, I'm not really going straight, so yeah, it wasn't the best decision, I guess. Even here I wasn't able to tell that there is this vegetation boundary. I mean, I was more of probably following this guy, but here at this point I think I should have gone more along this road, a little bit more. I probably guessed where I am, and then took a bearing and went straight to control number 4, or straightish to control number 4, so that was good. Maybe that guy who's in front of me was sort of leading me as well. At least, you know, he was pushing me to run, to move forward, and don't hesitate, you know. Here I was expecting some sort of marsh, but apparently it was not that wet here, so I just knew that first water line was crossed here, so I need to go a little bit further and possibly a little bit to the right. So here I was navigating pretty good, and found control 4 without any issue. Now getting to control number 5. Well, I don't remember what was my intention, but here I would guess that my intention was to get to one of these meadows, or you know, at least narrow rides that leads to that main vehicle road that goes through the map, and I guess that's where I'm heading right now. Yeah, and now I'm quite confident that I went straight to that main road, and I wasn't really going anywhere else, or you know, trying to find some more straightish way through the forest here. It's my legs were tired, that's what I know for sure, and I would be slower going through the forest than going on a nice flat road. So now you can speed it up until that meadow, I guess. So here I was delaying the, you know, turn to that to this meadow as far as I could. Maybe I was going for these stones here as a navigation as a first navigation point, and then, you know, here control number 5 is hidden in the number 9, but I hear every like a greenish patch on the map, or green circle on the map is like one tree that you see in the reel. So or just 2 trees together, so I was very careful and going slowly. Also, running in this terrain wasn't very easy for me because my legs were hurting. It's not very flat. You have to really be careful with each step, and because my legs were hurting, I was even more, careful, and I wasn't going as fast as I would normally go. Control number 6. Again, I usually take a bearing, so I guess I took a bearing here, and I was trying to navigate and go as straight as possible, but I tell you, it wasn't easy for me. It wasn't easy because this open forest, it's not you don't, I wasn't certain which tree or which greenish patch is on the map and which is just the white space. So I was quite happy that I saw this control here, and then again I took a bearing and went for control 7, which actually now I remember that was one of the mistakes that I did here. When I was closing into control 7, I remember it was very difficult for me to tell which one is the significant tree, and I sort of overshot number 7, so I was stopped by that fence, and I had to go back a little bit along this fence until I have found the right control. So here, as you can see, I should have gone to the left, but for me all of these trees were sort of significant. I wasn't able to tell if it's this one or that one, and that was probably the mistake, or that's why I spent too much time here. And also I sort of got entangled in this bushes. I was trying to find a path to the tree, but the path that I chose was not correct, apparently, and I ended up here in the fence. So then I was following the fence back to the tree. Yeah, here that's the first significant tree, but that's not the right one. Okay, so now I suggest to speed it up a little bit.
sedmička. Díky.
So I probably lost like 2 minutes here, I guess, just because of, you know, my attack of the control was bad. But at least that fence helped me a lot to, you know, sort of pinpoint my location. Here I'm basically trying to get to that fence again. But you know, I'm sort of heading to the control, to the next control. It should be close somewhat here. Yeah, but my intention was to get to the fence, and then I expected the control to be basically somewhat here, so yeah, easy to find now. Control number 9, that again sort of a tricky how to get to control 9, because all these green, you know, usually some sort of non-runnable foliage, but here, you know, it's not that like, for me it was difficult to tell which one is which. So now I was mostly using this meadow, and I guess that this was the meadow to the that's on the right side from this white forest that is to my left, basically. So that's how I first sort of directed myself, and I was just trying to follow sort of follow this meadow, and then I was lucky enough to see the control here from the distance. So I didn't spend too much time looking for this one. But yeah, at least, you know, I took the bearing correctly, so that helped, let's say. Control number 10, again, basically I just took the bearing, and I was thinking that's probably some significant tree in the meadow, I guess, and then I went for it. I'm not sure what was the status of my legs here. I assume that they were hurting already, so that's why I was standing and, you know, taking a breath maybe. Yeah, and as you can see here, one of these trees has to be it. Yeah, it's the one in front of me. This one, yeah, must be it. Control number 11, that was sort of easy, because you have this meadow and there is like a border, so I just followed that meadow here behind this road, and then at the in the corner of the meadow I took a bearing, or I think I just guessed the direction here, sort of, and went straight or almost straight to this small depression, because the depression was close to this narrow ride and also close to that vegetation boundary between the clearing and the forest. I think it was easy to find here. Here I'm slightly off, I would say, but the control is here. It wasn't really difficult to find. Control 12, that was some sort of a longer leg, and I decided to go to that road, at least sort of diagonally. I didn't want to follow this vegetation boundary, or I didn't want to go through this clearing or what's there, because my legs were hurting the more I was running on like a rough terrain, let's say. So I was trying to avoid this, and I was looking for flat surfaces, and so now you can speed it up when I will be closing to the edge of the airport field, or to the fence of this airport field. I will start commenting again. So here again, sort of easy, because I took a bearing from this corner and went sort of straight to the control. I was there were a lot of these stones, so I was looking all around, trying to see the control. As you can see, I'm heading to this group of stones here, because I expected the control to be here, but then it was this next group of controls, group of stones. Sorry. Yeah. So this control number 12 wasn't that difficult. To control number 13, well, first I took the bearing and I was trying to get to those water streams or water erosions, let's say, and but my intention was like to get to the forest here, and then I knew that I need to get to this fenced area maybe, so that was also one of my orienting points. But here I thought that maybe I can just go a little bit straight and find this water line that then goes to the control. So that's what I'm doing here, or at least that's what I'm trying to do here. I should get to this line shortly. Yeah, here it is. So now I was confident that I'm at this that this water stream or water depression erosion. It's actually not it's not an erosion, it's man-made, so I don't know how to call it. So I just followed this and I was looking for the control somewhere here. When I didn't saw it, I just continued a little bit further, and here it is. Control number 18. That's some sort of tree in the middle of the meadow. So yeah. First of all, I went around this fenced area, and then at the edge, or at the one of the corners of this fenced area, I took a bearing again and tried to go as straight as possible to control number 14. So this is control number 14 where I'm heading. And I sort of I think I was precise. I don't remember getting lost here. I'm not particularly fast, to be honest, that's for sure. But at least I'm sort of going quite precisely, let's say. Okay, if you want, just speed it up. So here at the meadow I was heading to the biggest tree I saw, but as you can see the control I just passed the control, and when I looked around I saw it. It was yeah, as you can see it's sort of confusing, all these trees, and it kinda ruined my confidence a little bit here. So now to control 15 I almost like knew where the control is, probably because I had a control here last year, I guess so. So I went for this control quite confidently, but then control 16, which is again some sort of significant tree, I was a little bit unsure, and I went to check some other tree which is on my way, or in my way, and it wasn't necessary. I was quite sure that it's not my control, and yet I checked it, you know, just to be sure. So that cost me a couple seconds or maybe half a minute, but really it wasn't necessary. I'm quite sure about it. Anyways, you can speed it up.
Nemůže být voda. Co to je za číslo? Jo, to nemám. To je tady ten stůl. Já to mám ještě kus dál.
Yeah, so here is my control with that zigzag line. Control number 17. Okay, this one was actually pretty easy. So first I took a bearing, then I hit that narrow right, and then I hit that erosion and just followed that erosion to its end and found the control. So this one was pretty easy, to be honest. So you just speed it up. I don't have anything else to add. Pretty easy, this one. Control 14 looked more difficult, but actually that is control 18. But again, at the end it wasn't that hard. The biggest challenge was probably getting through this big marsh. I'm not sure why I'm hesitating so long. As you can see now, I even took some wrong direction, but I ended up at this meadow, and that and here I hit this road or path, and I knew that I'm at this edge of this meadow, so I corrected my direction and then followed this vegetation boundary. Not sure why I'm hesitating so long. Seems obvious. Maybe I was still pinpointing my position here. But now I think it was clear to me where the control lies, so I was trying to find like a opening between these two white forests or runnable forests which are in the middle of this meadow, and I was expecting the control to be somewhere here, and it was there. All good. And here in this area there were a lot of runners already, so it was even easier for me to navigate because of them. And control 19 again, a tree in the middle of the meadow, so again just simply taking the bearing and went straight to the tree. At the end it wasn't that straightish as one would expect, but it was as it was. Control number 20, that was just passing this meadow. I had two roads in front of me, so I was, you know, these two were my guidelines, and I also knew that I basically need to get to the end of this meadow, and from there I will, you know, direct myself to control number 20. So if you want, go ahead and speed it up a little bit. So here basically I knew where I am, sort of, and I saw that there is this semi-open area, this one on my left, and I knew that I want to follow the edge of this area to find the control. So that was easy here. Number 21 was a little bit more tricky. Obviously I took the bearing, but you never know, you can get pretty easily lost in this area. So I was sort of cautious, really taking my time to find the right direction. Last year I got quite lost in this kind of forest, so that's why I was cautious, but I was able to keep my direction correctly. And then there was also this young boy who sort of led me to the control. To be honest, here to the last control, to control 22, I did kind of a mistake. I should have gone more straightish, but I decided to go left and follow that path which is on my left. So here I'm just, going through the forest trying to find the path. I saw some people and I was expecting it to be already here, but no. So this is one of the water lines here. I passed this one, and then again I was more and more going to the left, trying to get to some path or narrow right. And here I saw some kids running, so that was my lead. And then I just ran along this path. I thought that I will be able to, go and pinpoint the small, fork of the paths, like here, but I took the wrong one, as you can see, and I ended up to the left of the control, and then I had to go back to control number 22. So not the best performance here, as you can see. I was probably tired and I wasn't really thinking too much, I guess. But I really enjoyed the race in this area. That's why I enrolled for this race. It's very much different than where I used to run, and it's a little bit more challenging in this regards. So I hope you enjoyed it, and see you next time. Bye.